We're talking security today, not with the sheriff, but with the doctor. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Wheelwright Auditorium on the campus of Coastal Carolina University. We're focused on two upcoming conferences this spring, the Holiday Inn West. And we're visiting with the general chair of each of the conferences, Dr. John Stamey.
Good morning,
Professor
Greg.
here at Coastal Carolina. Good morning, Dr. Stamey. Thanks for coming in. Do you mind if I call you John?
Please do. I ask everyone to call me John.
Is that what do your students call you? Is it John, Professor Stamey, Dr.
I like for
Stamey?
them to call me John.
Do they really?
Because and they do, because we're all here learning together. I learn every day. They learn every day, or I hope they do. So just call me John.
That's great. That's great. And of course, having known you as long as we have, and being a regular reader of your column, the internet column, and the local newspaper, it's particularly good to have you here early on a Monday morning. And you had a big weekend this past weekend.
Did we have a big weekend? We had the ACM is the Association of Computing Machinists, and we had our Southeastern Regional Computer Science Education Conference. Coastal Carolina hosted the 21st annual conference for CCSC. We had right at 130 professors here.
Really? That many?
Yeah, we did. And we also had the Southeastern Programming Competition. We had 104 students representing 30 teams from throughout the Southeast, and they were here this weekend as well. We had the conference, the actual presentation of papers and everything at the Holiday Inn West.
Right.
And then the programming competition was at Coastal Carolina University at the Science Center. And we had some really good talks. Can I tell you just a little bit about?
Please fill us in. Absolutely.
We had several coastal professors that gave invited talks. Dr. Steve Scheel and a student, Ryan Rossi, talked about bioinformatics and computing and the new science of life.
Now, at 7 a.m., this Community Affairs show, John, bioinformatics.
Bioinformatics. It's taking a look at biology as a part of computer science.
Right.
And there's a lot of computing that can actually be done, a lot of modeling. So Steve Scheel, who's a professor in our department, former chair, and Ryan Rossi, who's a very talented student, the two of them gave a workshop. It was a 3.5-hour workshop. 40 professors attended it from throughout the Southeast. And they gave away a lot of handouts, some discs, and those professors a lot of those will go back and teach this material in some of their advanced computer science classes.
Tremendous.
And then Dr. Jean-Louis Lassay, who's the chair of our department, he gave the keynote speech. He talked about using action labs to help in computer science education. You know, computer science has really suffered in the last 10 years. We've had a severe drop in the number of students in the major. I've got some good news to tell you. This is a little shameless self-promotion, but Coastal Carolina University has had the smallest drop-off of computer science majors in the state of all the state universities in South Carolina.
Is that right?
We are number one. We are almost at the same level we were 7 years ago, when some of the state universities have lost up to 60% of their majors.
Why has there been such a drop at other schools throughout the state?
Well, there's been a drop nationwide, and for two reasons. One is outsourcing. It has really hit us.
Right.
A lot of jobs are going overseas. However, I keep telling students, if you're good at what you do, you can get snapped up immediately. Right now, we've got internships available through Citicorp. We've got Ori Telephone has got and Ori Electric have both got internship positions. They want good quality computer science graduates, and we hope that we can provide those. So there are always good jobs out there for talented computer science majors. And I guess the second one is that maybe we've lost a little bit of the focus. Technology has expanded and has changed to the point that we've really got to keep up in our classes with what's going on. I know that whenever I teach a class, it's really a new preparation because the field has changed so fast. And I know we have an ABET accredited department, the Accrediting Board of Engineering and Technology. They count on the 260 departments that are accredited, such as Coastals. They count on us to keep up with things, and we do. But while there are 260 accredited departments, there are thousands of unaccredited departments, and you know, they've got to really keep up with what's going on, or the people that graduate won't be able to get these good jobs. I know we're very fortunate at Coastal with our internship programs and the web-centered courses that we have. In fact, we've been able to work with the MBA program to do a course called Database and E-commerce, taking some of these newer concepts and putting them over there. And so that's, you know, hopefully will be a benefit to the MBA students that graduate our first class this December.
That's tremendous, John.
Thanks, Dr. DeCenzo, for getting that program started. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. That is fantastic. Well, so many things happening at Coastal, and obviously hearing about that and the needs to really focus on education, I think that ties into teaching. One of the conferences we've got this spring, share with viewers about one of the two conferences coming up.
We're very fortunate that we've got two conferences coming up. First in March is the Scholarship of Teaching and Learning Conference. We've got 4 really great invited speakers. I'll tell you a little bit about them.
Sure, yeah.
And then I'll tell you a little bit about what SOTL is and the focus. First of all, we've got Tim Burcham, an old friend of mine from Clemson. He's a professor at the University of Tennessee. He's going to be here. We've got Dr. Alex Darden. She's a professor from the Citadel. We've got Bill DeLuca, who was actually my doctoral advisor from NC State. He's one of the guests, one of the invited speakers. And then Dr. Steve Scheel. He's going to be talking about the Action Labs. So we've really got a great slate of invited speakers. We'll have professors and educators from colleges all throughout the United States. We'll probably have about 150 people here. We're going to be focusing on technology and how technology can really help students learn.
Okay, is this open to the public as well?
It's open to the, well, they would have to pay admission to come because the professors, you know, have to pay a fee to come to the conference, to help pay for everything.
Absolutely.
But we're going to have a number of workshops for them to give them some tools so that they can go back and better evaluate what they are doing in their classes. So we're going to have a day of workshops and a day and a half of presentations. We'll have a number of students from Coastal and I know from NC State. They're going to be bringing some students. There'll be the folks at Georgia Southern. They put on the largest SOTL conference in the Southeast. And in fact, I got an email from the head of that conference yesterday, and he said he wanted to know about our poster sessions because he had several students that he wanted to bring. So it's nice that in the first year of our conference, we've got 4 really good invited speakers that we're getting some recognition from folks that have done Scholarship of Teaching and Learning conferences for several years, and they want to participate. So we really appreciate that, and we hope that this will bring there's not a conference like this in the state of South Carolina.
Is that right?
We hope to make it an annual event and to really grow it. We're also,
real quick, for viewers who can go online, if they need to get off to work now or get family off to school, they can check out.
Where do they go? They go to sotlconference.org. sotlconference.org. And another thing that they'll see when they go there is we're very fortunate to be offering a prize for the best teaching portfolio.
Is that right?
The 3 best teaching portfolios will win a prize, and it's the Robinson O. Everett Prize. We have an online teaching portfolio system that professors will upload what they do, and those will be evaluated by a panel including our invited speakers. So
I saw the 3 prizes of $1,250, $750, and even $500. Up to $2,500 for 3 teaching portfolios that will be recognized.
That's right. We want to honor those. We'll also have those posted online so that people can go online, professors can go see what other folks are doing. It's very much about sharing information, Greg.
That's great, John. You've got another conference, of course, the Computer Security Conference, not the first annual, but the second annual Computer Security Conference, which I think is the next month.
That's exactly right. The second annual Computer Security Conference. We love that conference.
Right.
Jean-Louis Lassay, who's the chairman of my department, about 2 years ago, he wanted to put on a security workshop, and I said, well, no, why don't we put on a full-fledged conference, because I believe our students could benefit from it. I believe the area could benefit from it. And last year, we had 82 people register and come to the conference. We had panels on security and health care. We had a couple of attorneys, in fact, people that you know come down from the Triangle area.
Of course, from Parker Poe and Womble Carlisle.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They came down and led sessions.
Right.
We had invited speakers from IBM.
Yes.
We had one from Hitachi. We had SecureWorks, which is the largest privately held security firm. Joe Stewart, who is their top guy, he spoke last year, and he's agreed to speak this year.
That's tremendous.
Found out that Joe is considered to be one of the top guys in computer security in the world.
In the world? And he lives where?
And he lives right here in beautiful Myrtle Beach.
Is that right?
And I had his wife, Lori Stewart, in several of my classes. They are the nicest people. And it's just great to see local folks doing very well. SecureWorks also has, I think, 3 of our students as interns, and
Right.
2 of them as full-time employees. So SecureWorks definitely supports the computer science
We need to
program.
get him on the show sometime, John. You think he'd be willing to let some of his secrets out on air?
I'll ask him and see if he'll come, okay?
Good. Yeah, John Kibler was a great guest last year at the Computer Security Conference from down in Charleston, who you have been
Right,
kind enough to line up for 2 days.
Right,
on
John will be back. He's an invited speaker for the Computer Security Conference.
Great.
And we've got 35 people on the program committee. We've got 15 invited speakers everywhere from France to Australia, Japan, Germany. So it's a true international conference. We're also going to be offering some seminars that local people can come and enjoy. Shred Alert.
Shred Alert, yes.
Adam
Shred.
Parnett.
Absolutely,
Parnett.
yeah.
He's going to be there to give a seminar, and we'll also have the hospital healthcare panel. We had the Chief Information Officer from Conway Hospital, from Loris Healthcare, and
Georgetown Memorial
and Columbus County up in North Carolina.
Great.
We had those there. They're going to be back. That was the most popular session. So we're getting revved up for that, and again, we hope this will maintain and become an annual event. This
Absolutely.
is our second one.
Second annual. That's a good sign.
So I'm looking forward to the 3rd annual. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, even the 5th and 10th. Very definitely, John. Well, I'd like to say that at 7:15 I'm totally focused on you in these conferences, but this tie has just hit me in the face, woke me right up early on this morning.
Can I show my tie?
Please, share that with me. What's the significance of this tie? It's got a fancy insignia on there. It looks like that one.
Looks a lot like that one, doesn't it? Well, first of all, it's teal, and that's the best color around here.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's something close to bronze. I was in the office of John Locks, who's the director of the MBA program yesterday, and he showed me these really nice ties. He said, this is going to be part of a fundraiser we're going to be doing for the MBA the MBA club, the MBA association.
I just love to know that John's working on Sundays. That's fantastic.
You better believe it. So what happened was, yeah, that's right. We met because we had a couple of things we needed to talk about.
You guys work all the time, John. Right after the conference, you've had this big conference all weekend, and then you and John Locks are working in the office.
You just got to do what you got to do
on the day of rest. I love it.
So anyway, I said, well, look, I want to show one of these so that when they start selling them, that everybody's going to want one of these ties, and it'll raise money for the MBA association.